Welcome back to Digital History, where we digitize the history stuck in those dusty tomes. Today, we're going to be talking about the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution is very unique as it is the only instance where enslaved people and freed people of color successfully defeated the French, Spanish, and the British all at once. This created the first black and second ever republic in the Western Hemisphere. Now, here are 3 years I want you to remember: 1789, 1791, and 1804. Let's dive in. When Columbus, a Spanish explorer, landed in Haiti in 1492, he discovered the Taino people living on the island. He decided to rename it Hispaniola and use it as a landing base for future explorations. On his second trip, Columbus brought sugarcane, and Hispaniola soon became one of the world's leading producers in sugarcane. The Taino population, however, soon dwindled due to terrible working conditions and disease, and soon the Spanish imported African people and enslaved them. But after learning about gold in Mexico, they turned a portion of their focus there. French, seeing a perfect opportunity, decided to occupy the western third of Hispaniola, which they named Saint-Domingue. By the 18th century, Saint-Domingue was France's wealthiest colony, producing indigo, about 40% of Europe's sugar, and just about 60% of their coffee. There were 5 distinct sets of people living in Saint-Domingue at the time: the white plantation owners, the poor whites, about 40,000 total, the enslaved Africans, about 500,000 total, the freed people of color, about 30,000 total, and the Maroons, who would have run away from the plantations. In 1789, the French Revolution happened, and the most radical thing to come from it was the Declaration of the Rights of Man, which, according to Britannica in Article 1, states, "All men are born and remain free and equal in rights." As you can imagine, news traveled to Saint-Domingue. In 1791, Toussaint Louverture, formerly enslaved, led sections of the enslaved people into rebellion. By 1792, they controlled a third of the island of Hispaniola. Of course, France sent reinforcements and were joined by the British in 1793, but after being defeated continuously, the British left in 1798, and the revolutionists in 1801 expanded their efforts into Santo Domingo, which is present-day Dominican Republic, conquering the Spanish section of Hispaniola. By 1802, the Haitian Revolution had outlasted the French Revolution, and Napoleon Bonaparte, which was now the leader of France, sent his brother-in-law, General Charles Leclerc, plus 43,000 troops to capture Toussaint and restore both French rule and slavery to Hispaniola. Toussaint was captured, and one of his generals, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, took over and led the revolutionaries to victory over the French in the Battle of Vieillettes on November 18, 1803. On January 1st, 1804, Dessalines declared Saint-Domingue independent of France and renamed it to Haiti. That's all for today's episode of Digital History. Catch you in the next one. Bye!